Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Bedtime Belly Busters Zoom meeting. And my name is Maura Lustig, and I have the pleasure of introducing your wonderful speaker tonight, Clarke. Lori has 3 university degrees. Oh my God, she scratches her head out here. What can I say? And she has a background in health sciences, fitness, and holistic nutrition and healing. Lori's worked for the federal, provincial, and municipal levels of government and community, as well as within various sports organizations. And, it was due to the residual income opportunity that she chose to walk away from teaching after 15 years. And her kids were the reason she opened her wholesale isogenics shopping account 10 years ago. It was the ideal nutritional solution for their national level ice dance career. And that was during their teen years. Lori is a Tier 1 Team Isogenics athlete herself, and she has received multiple awards, including the Women of Isogenics Award, and she is a 6-figure income earner in her 7 years of sharing Isogenics with others. Her passion is in showing people that they can be, do, and have the life of their dreams through the vehicle of network marketing. So please join me in welcoming most beautiful Lori Clarke.
Thank you so much, Maura. I love being able to work as a team and have fun together and help people feel as fantastic as we all do. And that's what I love the most. And when we decided, and just so everybody knows that's on this call, whether you're listening in real time or in record time, this is a collaborative effort. And this is my favorite thing to do, is that some of us are financially linked on the call and some of us aren't. And we came together with a common purpose because it is May. And finally, if you're anywhere in Eastern Canada, the weather is starting to get warm. And we have a very short summer season, beer and barbecue season, I call it. And what this conversation is about this evening is a fantastic way to make life simple, to get nutrition on the go at a very high level, that's healthy, that's easy. And I'm going to tell you a story. And this is about before Isogenics, because if anyone knows me, you know I love to tell stories. So yes, as Maura said, I've had a customer shopping account for 10 years. I've been sharing Isogenics for 7. This is my 8th year of sharing it. And that's a whole other story that was some other call. For this call, when my kids were little, I did what everyone else in suburbia was told to do. Get a camper, go to the Ontario campgrounds in the summertime and deal with the black flies and the deer flies and the mosquitoes like the rest of the world, and live in closer quarters to my neighbors than I did in my suburban house. That being what it was, the biggest thing I remember was spending all week, and remember I was teaching, spending all week in preparation for this, doing laundry, getting stuff ready, and then cooking and trying to figure out how am I going to have 3 or 4 days on the weekend or a week-long vacation in the summer of food that, like all the meat that had to be refrigerated on a 40 degrees Celsius day, and do I want to cook anything ahead of time, and how long is it going to keep, and the dairy, how am I going to keep that fresh, and how, like, there was this much headspace on organizing the food. All I wanted to do was go sit in the sand with the shovels and the buckets and play and pile my kids into the canoe and go paddle. That's why I like being out in nature. I actually could care less about food. I don't go camping for the food, but that's kind of the culture. And the same as a cottage. How many of you have gone camping, or you have a cottage and you're the chief organizer of the meals, and it is so much energy and so much time and so much money. All you do getting ready and while you're there and cleaning up is food. I just want to play. I just want to be out in nature. And this BBB is like this magic fairy dust that gets landed in all of Isogenics food. In our grocery store, our entire grocery store is such fabulous food at this time of year more than any other time of year, because it is nutrient dense, alkaline, high quality, clean food on the go. So on a hot summer day, a lot of people don't like eating heavy meals. They don't like eating protein on a hot summer day because they're sweating, they're hot, they want light things, they just want to drink cold drinks, but they need some kind of food, especially children. So either ends of the spectrum, younger and older. So knowing we have like I was just at the gym with my daughter, like a shake that's got ice cubes in it, that if it's, 40 degrees outside, it still feels fantastic. And you can make that into a popsicle, or you can take our hydrate drink and you can popsicleize it. So there's lots of different ways to make lifestyle eating on the go fabulous. So what we're going to do for a couple of minutes right now is really zoom in, pardon the pun, and focus in on the BBB, the Bedtime Belly Buster. And there's many ways to use this. So we're going to whip it on through. If you have questions about things as we go through this, we're going to do an open mic Q&A at the end to answer your questions. So I'm going to put my timer on. Actually, I'm going to ask Casey to kind of stop me at about 20 after. So flag me down or interrupt me. I'm going to try and keep track of the time. And Casey, can you pick up the screen share and get it started for me, please? This is what I love about team. Casey is brilliant at loading up screens, and all I have to do is look at the screen and then I know what to do, because it would take me a lot longer. So while we're just waiting for the screen to pop up, one of the things I love about Isagenix, and whether you've been with a company for one day or you're just looking at the company now, or you've been for 10 years, or like Carolyne and Maura, many, many more years than that, what you want to know is that this is a company that is privately owned. It is debt-free, it is legacy-based, and they listen to the field. Us, the customers are the field. They make an awful lot of their decisions on flavor choices, on product packaging, on bundling things together based on the field. So the reason we have this Belly Buster package is because many of us were doing this already, and word got out. And then we said, oh, wouldn't it be nice to put this together? And so a bunch of us packaged it up together in an easy to buy package and made our own visuals. And then the company said, let's make sure this is available for everyone. So as you can see, this is seasonal. It's not seasonal. You can use the Belly Buster all the time. And that's what I want you to think of. This is, I don't know, somebody has eggs in the morning every day. You have them all year long. Well, the Belly Buster is something you can use in and out of your lifestyle on a regular basis. So Casey, can you flip up the next slide, please? Thanks. Next one. And we'll flip over to this one. Nope, for some reason it went the wrong way. There we go. So here's what the Belly Buster is. The Belly Buster is a big, massive dump of protein into your body at night. So it satisfies a couple of different things. Number one is you can't have a hamburger at bedtime and do a Belly Buster. Trust me, there is a reason that we're going to use Isagenix and not the burger, okay? So there is the kind of protein you put in your body at bedtime has an absolute direct impact on the results that you're going to get. So this is why I love that Isagenix has this tool for us. So when you go to bed, and you pile protein into your body and you add in greens. What greens do, or the fruits or the ionics, like if you're overseas in our European market and you're listening to this call, you can use your hydrate or you can use your ionics with your protein, with your Isopro, because we don't have greens yet or fruits over in our European markets. If you're in our North American markets listening to this recorded call, then you can choose fruits or greens. The reason that you choose one of those items is so that you get the antioxidants. And if you choose greens, you're going to increase the speed at which the protein gets into your muscle. So I choose to recommend to people the greens over all of those other food choices, the fruits and the ionics and the hydrate, simply because it's a more alkaline, lower glycemic. I mean, it's still, everything's low on the glycemic scale, but that's your lowest of all of them. But mostly it's just a conduit for the protein to get in faster. And then what happens is you pour this protein in your body and you go to sleep. And the body signals and says, oh my gosh, we got to do something with this. Well, to break down protein and get it absorbed in your body properly, your body needs carbs and fats to make it work the best it can. So what does it do? It goes, because you didn't give it any carbs or fats, you gave it protein and antioxidants, it's got to go into your body. And all of us, have a remarkably, ridiculously huge store of stored fat for fuel in our body. And so you can only last about 7 days without water, maybe 10 before you die. You can go days and days and weeks and weeks and months before anything happens if you are hydrating and not putting, you know, the right nutrients in your body, because you got a lot of stored fat for fuel. So the body's going to go to work. It's going to be, we need stored fat. We need stored fat. We need some fat. We need some carbs. It will seek it all out in your body. And when you're sleeping, everything kind of goes slowing down and your body goes into repair mode. Your cells are on their little swiffering up and doing repair work. So they're going to go into, generally in the majority of people, the belly areas where that stored fat for fuel is, that's the most easily accessible. So it's going to pull from there. So that's why we call it the belly buster and the booty blaster, because it's pulling the stored fat that happens to be the most easily accessible, which is there. And so that's the science behind why this works. Now we'll flip to the next slide, Casey, please. Awesome. So again, in your body, you have a 24-hour cycle, and it ebbs and it flows throughout the day. And if you go back to, like, you have a brain that is in the front of your head, that's your modern day human brain. And then you got another one in the back of your head, that's your reptilian brain. Well, back at the dawn of time, back, there was no electricity. We didn't have an internet. We didn't have artificial noise, light, and sound. So you couldn't do anything when it was dark except go to sleep. And when it was light, you woke up, because you didn't have the luxury of nice little curtains on your windows or blackout, whatever. So we have this circadian cycle that is still in our genes, in our genetics, and we fight it. Our modern society fights it because most of us are up well past when it's dark out. And a lot of times we still wake up when it isn't even light to get to work on time to do the daily grind. And so what the belly buster does is it also actually helps keep your metabolism revving, because when we muck it up, being, you know, our ridiculous modern day humans that we are, it's so confused that it doesn't know what to do anymore. So by putting the protein in your body at night when you go to bed, it generates your metabolism. It gets the engine revving. And that's where it goes and seeks out the burned fat. But then you wake up, and guess what? You wake up revving. So you're not like a cold engine. So when you put your first meal in the morning in your body, you're actually getting a bonus double effect by using this belly buster. So again, just some science behind why I love this tool. You don't do it all the time, but it's handy to know that it's available to you. When you get stuck on a plateau, on a weight loss plateau, or if you're an athlete, you're going to plateau as an athlete, this is a really phenomenal tool for athletes as well. Okay, for recovery, for lean muscle conversion, for jumping off of a sports, a performance plateau, or a weight loss plateau, or a lifestyle schlumpy dumpy plateau. This is a really good tool. And that's why I love it so much. So you only want to do it for a short period of time, because our bodies are human and they like to stay comfortable. And so the belly buster works when it's a surprise attack. So you can do it 2 or 3 days in a row every 2 weeks, or you can do it for 1 full week every single night. But if you kind of go more than a week or two, the body gets used to it, and then it doesn't work anymore the same way. It tastes good. You can still use it. It just doesn't work as effectively. So it's really important to remember that this is a phenomenal tool that you can use, but you're going to use it in and around the rest of your life. Now, let's flip to the next slide, Casey, for a sec, because there's a couple of things around the belly buster that I want you to know. So when you're, before we get into the fast facts, actually, when you're cleansing, if you're doing regular cleanse days, one of the best ways to get a greater bang for your buck is do your belly buster the night before your cleanse day. If you're doing back-to-back cleanse days, so say you cleanse on a Monday, Tuesday, on Sunday night, like you're going to have your 2 shakes on a Sunday, I would say a protein, high protein knife and fork meal, and then the belly buster. That's what it does is it jacks up your protein stores so that your body can go to work hauling out toxins and stored fat for fuel on your cleanse days, and you don't get nearly as hungry or hangry, and you don't feel the same craving levels when you're doing your cleanses. So it is phenomenal that way. Okay, so protein load before bed with a belly buster before your single day or your double day cleanses, you'll notice a huge result. Post cleanse days, for those of you that use intermittent fasting as a tool, which you should be doing, whether you're athletic, whether you're a couch potato, or whether you're just the rest of us that fit somewhere in that spectrum, regular cleansing is just good for your body. You don't have to care what your head says about it. Just get your brain out of the conversation. Talk to your cells. Your cells like you to cleanse and fast on a regular basis. So you do, let's say you're doing a double cleanse day. So Sunday, you do your 2 shake meals just because it's high quality protein. You do your knife and fork meal, high protein. Then you have your belly buster at bed. You cleanse on Monday. You cleanse on Tuesday. You wake up Wednesday. You always have to break a cleanse. I don't care what time of the day you break a cleanse. You break it by having an isogenic shake because your body needs the minerals and the vitamins, the baseline functioning tools to jack your body back into action after cleansing. So you wake it up not with crap food. You wake it up with a shake that's loaded with the micronutrients that the body needs. And so you do that on the Wednesday. You don't do a belly buster on the Wednesday or Thursday. Give yourself a couple of days of just regular food plan and high quality exercise post cleanse days. So if you say you're a person that is cleansing every week on a Monday, Tuesday, then Wednesday, Thursday, don't do a belly buster. If you're going to belly bust, do it like Saturday, Sunday nights and cleanse Mondays, Tuesdays. Like that's a maintenance lifestyle schedule. If you're at the cottage, it's really handy because what happens at the cottage is you're outside all day and a lot of people tend to skip meals or they're just grazing in the day. They'll grab a piece of fruit, they'll grab some veggies and dip. Maybe they have a burger at dinner time. They have some beverages during the day. And so you generally, your food plan when you're up at the cottage or you're camping kind of goes sideways. And the belly buster is a really, really, really amazing tool because it's food for the kids. Your kids can have this. Kids can have greens. Kids can have fruits. Kids can have hydrate. Kids can have protein, the chocolate and the vanilla isopros. So your kids can eat this too at bedtime. What it does is it kind of puts a bow on whatever you didn't put in your body that it needed during the day on a hot sunny day with a lot of activity when you're outdoors. You just kind of even up the score and top up all your levels at bedtime with the belly buster on the weekends that you're camping or cottaging. So, or if you have a backyard pool and you're just like you're outside doing more on the weekends in the summer. So it is such a phenomenal tool for that reason. Okay. That's why I love this particular tool because you can plug it in so many different ways. Okay, fast facts. You can find these fast facts for Isogenics. We are a research-based and a science-backed company. And I don't have to know any of this, and neither do you. You can go into isoproduct.com and Google these particular products, but Casey's so beautifully efficient, she made them all nice and pretty for us. So why do you need to use Isopro on a belly buster and not a burger with a piece of lettuce as the greens and a tomato as the fruit? That won't work as a belly buster. You need this combination. Why? Because you need a protein that will digest and absorb quickly and efficiently into your body. Isogenics proteins digest on average 92 to 94% absorption of the nutrients. That's why. And your body doesn't have to work very hard to get the absorption happening. That's why this works so well. It takes a lot of energy, like 3 freaking days to digest a piece of meat, like a red meat, like a steak or a burger. You wonder why lions eat something and then they don't move for an entire week? It's a lot of energy to digest that kind of stuff. Well, people are the same. You put a piece of meat in your body, like red meat or pink meat, it's going to drag out your energy to get it digested. So that's why we use this particular combination. It's just been scientifically proven. And I love that it's like scoop, scoop, water, shake, go. Nice and easy. Now, the reason we have sleep spray is that what the sleep spray does, and I am looking at the time here. Thank you. The sleep spray is what allows your body in about 10 minutes to drop into its deep REM sleep. That's your recovery sleep. That's where this goes to work. So the longer you take to get into that sleep, the longer it is before this particular tool is going to work in your body. And that's why sleep spray is part of the BBB, because it is a terrific way to get into your recovery sleep. You have 3 or 3.5 or 4 or 4.5 hours is one sleep cycle. Humans need generally 2 sleep cycles, like adult humans need 2 sleep cycles a night. The way you find out is if you didn't have a clock, if you wake up in the night to go pee and it's after 3 or 4 hours or 3.5 or 4 or 4.5 hours, or when you wake up and you're still groggy. You can sort of experiment on yourself to find out what your range is of a sleep cycle. Some people need 6 hours, some need 8, some need 9. If you need 9 hours of sleep to feel good, then you got 4.5 hour sleep cycle. If you're good on 7 hours solid, then you're 3.5 hour sleep cycle. Note that if you're always waking up dragging your butt to the cup of coffee, that is not a 6 hour sleep cycle that your body needs. That's just what you've decided you need to do for your lifestyle. So you kind of have to expand it out to going to bed and waking up refreshed. And that's your window. So sleep spray takes you into that recovery cycle faster. That's why we use it. Now, sleep spray every night. For the rest of your life, you're going to love it. But absolutely phenomenal on the BBB. Okay, next slide up, Casey, please. This just goes through basically what I just talked about. The one thing that is the other piece of the BBB that's magic. If you don't put enough protein in your body before the evening, you're going to crave carbs all night. Welcome to reality. You make up all the calories and then some and then some and then some in carb cravings at nighttime. So that's why the science behind isogenics is put the 2 protein shakes in your body before 7 o'clock. So you and ideally earlier in the day, like your breakfast and your midday meal are your isogenics protein. And then in the evening, if you have cravings and they're carb or otherwise, if you do the belly buster, you're going to kill your cravings. You're going to be full. You're going to be satisfied. You are going to love your life. So that is where this is really handy. And your brain, believe it or not, you can tell you get to be the boss of your brain. So you can say to your brain, you have your dinner, and say you decide to have a shake and a salad with some chopped up eggs or something on it at night. And you're out gardening and playing with your kids. And then 8 o'clock at night, you're starving and you don't want to go to bed till 10. Then you are going to you're going to tell your brain, shut up on the carb cravings. You're getting your carbs. You just got to wait an hour. I got to clean up the dishes, make the lunches, put the kids to bed, walk the dog. Then I will take care of you. So just park it right now. You're getting your belly buster at bedtime. We do well when we know it's like Pavlov's dog, right? We know we're going to get the treats. You just got to tell your body, use the tool of the bedtime belly buster to dangle the carrot in front of your own face to cut your carb cravings. It's going to change your life. It absolutely will. And if you really have those like carb cravings, then use the fruits instead of the greens, because if you're listening and you're over in our European market, use your hydrate or your ionics, because the fruit, it's still the same carbs, by the way, the fruits and the greens, but the fruits make you feel like you're having sweets. So yeah, let's trick our brain because we can. Okay. So next slide up, Casey, please. So we have a recipe. I love it. Makes life super easy. This is just a visual of what this is. And if you are looking for a screenshot of any of this, if you can reach out to Casey probably afterwards, then or whoever invited you to this, then we can get you this visual of the recipe for it. Now, next one up, Casey. Next slide, please. So as I mentioned at the start, just as I wrap this, the bedtime belly buster is a phenomenal tool for the summer. It's great all year long. It's great for athletes. It's great for kids. It's great for people who have cravings at night and are trying to manage them better. It's great for people who are trying to change a habit. It's a great reward system. It's a lifestyle thing. You can do this for the rest of your life on a regular, irregular basis. But if you're listening on this call and you haven't yet started isogenics, or you just put your order and you haven't seen any of this food yet, you notice I often said, load your day early in the day with 2 shakes and then a knife and fork meal. Well, we have a 30-day system. Now, this is not the starter system. This is just showing you that there is more in the grocery store to start your day. The starter system, if you are looking for information, is called a weight loss value pack. That is our starter system. So for the first month, you're going to invest in your health. You're going to get a free blender. You get a free shopping coupon for the next time you order food the following month. You get a free shopping account for the entire year. So you don't need all that. Like, you don't need another free account. You already got one for the year. You don't need a free blender every month. So your starter pack, you just start with the first month. But what it has is lots of other baseline nutrition foods. So I was talking about the cleanse days. I was talking about the shake days. These are the other tools. So I just wanted you to have the visual of what that looks like. and the system that you're going to start with. So this 30-day system is the one that you order after the first starter system, and then you tack on other food that you like. A lot of people, like, I love the amped protein bars, because when I'm out in the summer, I love having a bite of them here and there, just to manage hunger if I'm out on the road. So there's lots of other snacks. There's chips, there's chocolate, there's bars, there's drinks, there's vitamins, there's skincare. There's a whole catalog of things that you can purchase. So your basic monthly auto ship, your basic monthly shopping cart is going to have your basics in it. And then you can add whatever you feel like adding on for you and your family, and whatever flavor and lifestyle you want. But that's your basics. So if you flip to the next slide, I think there's a special that's going to come up. This is the promotion that's on right now. So if you were to put that 30-day on your account because you're like, ooh, this is really cool. This is May and my clothes don't fit from the winter, and I think I kind of want to do this right now in an easy lifestyle way that's going to work beautifully while the kids are still in school or before I start my summer holidays. Then you tack this on, you order your belly buster, and what the company did, and we thank them so much for it, is they've got this promotion on so that you're going to get the huge reduction. So you're going to basically get your shipping of that entire order free, because the amount of % off of the cost of this will cover the shipping and then some, and probably any taxes and then some. Like, it's crazy what they just did. So use this. You're going to go through like shakes and cleanse and like your basic staples, just like you eat eggs and you buy eggs on a regular basis and you buy your lettuce and you go through it on a regular basis. The cool thing with this Belly Buster program is Sleep Spray lasts forever and a day, and Isopro lasts forever. Like, you only need 1 scoop of it at night. So there's a ton of it in there. So it's not something that you're going to be ordering like every couple of weeks, because you're not doing it twice a day. And it's just, there's so much content in there. So let's flip to, I think that's the last slide, isn't it, Casey? Yeah, so we'll flip back to the promotion. And what we'll do is, if you are online now and you have any questions, this would be the time to, we have a few minutes left before the bottom of the hour. If you have any questions, this would be the time to unmute yourself and ask them. And actually, Casey, maybe what we'll do is we'll pull the slide off so we can get everybody on the full screen. Would that be okay? Can we just get us on the screen? Oh, fantastic. Excellent. Excellent. All right. Does anyone have any questions before we close this off?
Hello, Lori.
Yes.
It's Barbara Courtney here. Thank you so much. This is wonderful. I just wanted to ask you, I read something that Susan Sly had mentioned. She's recommending the fruits versus the greens at night. What is your comment on that?
It's always personal preference. It doesn't, like, both are going to work fine. So depending on who you talk to, what it is it's the antioxidant value in those. That's the reason you want to put them into your shake. And for some people that don't like the taste of pure protein, it's a great way to make it taste delicious. But both of them are equally valuable. So I've used both. And okay. You're going to get a benefit no matter what. I saw in the chat, someone said, what's the recipe? It's 1 scoop of the Isopro and 1 scoop of the fruits or the greens in water. I personally find if I use a bullet blender, there's too much air and air bubbles in the drink. Whereas if I just shake it in a shaker cup myself, I don't notice the air and I enjoy the flavor. That's my personal preference. I like it really cold. So I'll stick it in the fridge because I'm not blending ice in it. Play around with what you like. Like, it doesn't matter what consistency it is or how you use it. Just play around with it and sip it nice and slow. So the body has time to absorb it all slowly so that by the time you go to bed, you're satisfied. I do notice it is essential to take 2 IsoComfort, IsoFlush, or IsoMove, depending on where you're listening from, at night to make sure, because you're putting nutrient-dense protein in your body. So the last thing you want to do is get constipated. And you got to add your water. You cannot do the belly buster if you are not committed to your water intake. So you guys know the formula. Take your body weight in pounds. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you need a minimum 100 ounces of water daily just to hydrate your organs. If you're adding in high-density, nutrient-dense protein, you're going to have to top that up even higher, or you'll probably notice that you're constipated. And that is not fun. And once you lose that, like, you don't want to have to start from constipation and get it fixed. You want to stay on top of it now. And that's why we have this IsoComfort, IsoFlush, IsoMove, because the bentonite, which is clay, and the magnesium help draw water to your colon. And so that's, again, the science behind why you add that in for your belly buster. So water, water, water is critical, critical, critical.
Lori, can you take a comment?
Absolutely.
Okay. First of all, I use the belly buster every night. I've been doing it for years, and I absolutely love it. And one of the things that I heard Susan Sly recently explain about why she suggests not using the greens, it's very much a personal choice, but her reasoning behind that was simply as if it keeps you up. Some people do get stimulated by the greens and have difficulty sleeping, where they respond better to the fruits. But other than that, go for it. Use the greens, because they certainly do support weight loss, and they certainly help to bring the body into an alkaline state.
That is an excellent comment. Thank you for explaining that. And for European listeners, because you are currently limited to hydrate or ionics, in general, men find ionics is a tremendous sleep aid. Women find ionics is a tremendous awake aid at night. It helps everybody first thing in the day, but at night, physiologically. So if you are a woman using a belly buster and you've been using ionics and you're finding you're wired at night, flip it over and use the hydrate instead. Same reasoning as Maura said. You're going to have to play around with your own personal physiology to figure that one out. Okay, any other questions or comments?
I'll add a quick comment, and then I know we need to wrap it up. I just want to tell a story. Earlier this week, I was able to help a new person who was just setting up her first auto-ship after her first month, having lost a beautiful amount of weight. And what we were able to do is take advantage of the Bedtime Belly Buster bundle, because instead of ordering a regular 30-day system, we chose the custom 30-day system. We added on the complete essentials and the BBB bundle. She's thrilled. She got 25% off, and she got a really good price point because she'd started with the value pack. She used her $28 coupon. She got her vitamins, she got her 30-day system, and she got her bedtime belly buster, whatever. And she is excited about her second month on the program. So there's many ways that we can incorporate this into our own orders. I've already got it set up on my auto ship, and I can't wait to get 25% off on something I use every day anyways. I just love it.
That is brilliant. And if you're listening to this in record time, rewind and listen to that again, because Maura, that is the best gift of all, is just how you have so brilliantly, and thank you, because I just learned something huge tonight about how to help my customers incorporate this promotion into at using the custom 30-day and adding it in, which I wasn't thinking about. And I really, really like that. So thank you so much for that. That's fantastic. All right, I'm going to take this out of record mode right now. So hang on one second.